Alright guys, so I had my video up about such a long time ago, maybe like 6 months ago, where it was about like my interview with Hollister and whatnot. So I'm not sure if I actually made this video or not before, but I'm just gonna make it up now, just because I've worked there for 7, 8 months. I'm not exactly sure, but I worked there for a very long time now, and basically just gonna give like the full like 411 on everything you need to know about working there. So basically there are two different jobs at Hollister. Well, I guess there's three, but there's two that I'm gonna talk about. Um, there is the model and there's impact, and then there's like managers and whatnot. But I'll just talk about like model and impact. So basically, to start off, so a model is what I'm a model, so that doesn't mean that you like take pictures and be on like billboards and whatnot. It means basically that you're the person that like is seen 100% of the time in the store, whereas impacts are seen anywhere from 5% of the time to like some of them are seen like 100% of the time on the floor. So what I do as a model is I fold clothes, I work the register, I greet people when they come in, I help people, all that stuff. And then what an impact does is people don't know this because like the this part of the store isn't seen, but behind like the store there's like a room that's like the stock room, which basically has like the it has like all the shipments of clothing that we have that like is brought into there, and there's like shelves and hangers and stuff that's just all like the extra sizes and new clothes and stuff like that. They're like all in the that room, and then what the impact does is they fold go backs, which a go back model does as well, most like at closing times usually, and sometimes at register if there's nothing else to do. But what that is like when somebody buys a certain thing, like let's say they bought a shirt, then what an impact would do is they would call a USR, which I don't know if that stands for at all, but it's called a USR, and they like just get the shirt and they either put it in like the bin that it comes like just in the bin, and then you like have to item inquire, which you can either do on the computers or like there's like a little gun thing which like it tells you like where room it goes in. So if it's like Betty's one, dudes one, lounge, and stuff like that, and it will say if you have to girls knit, boys board, hang, stuff like that. And the impacts, they'll some of them usually just like fold go backs and like they'll run them out on the floor and put them back where they're supposed to go. And then some of them will just like do shipment, and then some of them actually like one of my friends Sophie that works there. She's like basically like a model. Like she does impact stuff. But usually I work at like as a model. I usually work about 80% of the time I work at the register, and then the rest of the time it's either in Betty's one or Dude's one, which is like the front of the store. And on occasion I'll get like the clearance room, but that doesn't tend to happen that often. But like she'll be sitting there at like the register with me because like a big counter, and she'll be like folding go backs the entire time or whatever. But I think that's basically it for what Impact does. I know they also do floor set, but models do that as well, which floor set basically means. Sorry, this is like all over the place. I just like didn't prepare this, but just kind of rambling about what it's like. But what floor set is like whenever we get like new stuff, like the standards of the drawer, like they change around a lot. So let's say this week all the blue hoodies that say Hollister that we just got are all in the front guys room, and then next week they'll be in the lounge. It just like depends on like the placement of the store. Like they change around a lot, so they'll have to like fold the entire stuff, and I don't know. That's basically what Impact does though. So model like Impact and model will do a lot of the same things. A lot of times, the only thing that impacts can't do that models do is usually like I'm not gonna say 100% of the time, but most of the time they're not allowed to be like the ones in dudes or in Betty's one, meaning that like they can't be the ones that like greet people and like just stand in the front girls room or whatever, just because that's where like the model is, and then they have to like I don't know. Usually it's like never ever Impact that can do that for the most part. At least when I'm there, which is a lot of the time. But they can be in other stores, like other parts of the store. And then um besides that, they can basically do anything except for that and register. Like impacts can't do register, but they can be like folding clothes one day, the next day they'll be in the back the entire time. Like some of them prefer to stay in the back, some of them prefer to be on the floor. It just depends basically. And I don't know if like this is how all houses would be. It's just mine because my store has like I like the people I work with for the most part. Like my managers are like pretty lenient. They're like all like I'm sure all Hollister managers and stuff like that are like younger or whatever, but mine are pretty cool. Like they like I'm not gonna say they don't care what you do, but they're like a little bit more on the like they kind of like try to be your friend. Like they don't try to be like your enemy. They want to be your friend basically. So like they try to like let you have fun at work. Just make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, kind of thing. But okay, so basically to go back into what models do. So models in Betty's one, which is like the front girls room, you have somebody has to always be in that room no matter what. Like you're not allowed to leave that room unless you have somebody that's in dudes one or whatever that can like watch the room for you, like while you go to the bathroom or whatnot. But there always has to be somebody in the Betty's one room. And what you do in there is you just say, hey, how's it going to people, or welcome to the pier, or there's like a certain list of taglines that you can like follow by or whatever that like it's just like a thing that just has like different things to say when you want to say hello and goodbye basically. And then besides that you just stand there and make the rooms in the front are usually the ones that look the best, like and they have to look the best because those are the ones like the first appearance when you walk in. So most of the time you should be in that room helping people as much as possible because like the standards of the store like can be really annoying because you have to have every single thing folded a certain way. Like some of them are side stacked, some of them are like there's different boards that you have which are like different sizes, just like plastic boards that will be a girl's knit board, a boy's board, a mini board, a mini long board. There's a sweater board, but there's like all these different like ways to fold stuff. And then there's like little size stickers and whatnot that have like small, medium, large, extra small, extra large. They'll have like these little clear stickers you like put on the clothes and it have to be in like a straight line, and it's kind of like really, really like I guess anal retestant just because like there's a lot of stuff you have to like do to make the store look as good as possible. But I mean, yeah, it sucks, but it does look better, I guess. And you get used to it. Like I used to hate having to do it, but now it's just like come like a habit, I guess. But basically, that's all that models do. Like when they work in Betty's one, and then same with Dudes one. Like you don't have to be in there. Like it's not like a set rule that there has to be somebody in that room all the time. Like they want you to try to be there much of the time, but if there's like three workers, then one of them will be in Betty's one will be in well like three models. One of them will be at register, one will be at Betty's one, and then one will either be doing go backs, or those will be doing clearance rooms, or they'll be doing Dudes one. It just all depends basically on like what your manager's feeling and yada yada. But that's only on weekdays. So on weekends, like on Saturdays and stuff, the store is a lot busier. So usually there's like more than like three or four workers, and they'll be like all over the store, like just in different rooms, just making sure people like don't steal and just trying to help them and whatnot. But um, sometimes we'll have like a person that's in charge of the fitting room. Some of them there's fitting rooms that you like open up with a key, and then some of them are just like the curtain kind where you just have to like there's no lock. You just like basically have a curtain that you like pull over. So sometimes we'll have somebody that's like keeping track of the fitting rooms, just like making sure people like don't have more than 5 items in the dressing rooms and stuff like that. Um, I think that's about it for what models do. Um, at closing time, as far as I know, like I close almost every single like time on weekdays, and on weekends I usually don't close for my scheduling. But what you do as an impact, you just like pull all the USRs and you have to like maintain the stock room and make sure it like looks good before you leave. And then models have to do the entire store. Like yeah, every now and then an impact will come out and help, but for the most time it's like they do their first priority and our first priority is to do the go backs and to make sure the store is all in order. For the store usually they like about like 90 like an A for like the front two rooms and well an A for like the boy like dudes one dudes two Betty's one Betty's two, and then for clearance it's like make sure everything's just folded for the most part. Like it doesn't have to be perfectly in size order because there's usually tons and tons of clothes, and it would take hours and hours to do that because we only have about a 2 hour like little period. Like yeah, we can either like go home early or whatnot, but if this like the mall closes at 9 for instance, then we should be out of there by 11. Most nights we'll be out of there by 10, or we'll be like some nights we'll be there till 12. It just depends, but like for the most part we want to try to just get out of the store before 11, just because it's like usually there'll be a couple people like closing, so it's not that big of a deal. Like yeah, it's annoying, but you get used to it. I think that's about it for like what we do at the store. Um, yeah, I think that's about it. And then I'll talk about a little bit about just like the dress code and stuff like that. So every season there is these things called AAAs, which are the clothes that you're allowed to wear to work. Well, not allowed to wear, but what they encourage you to wear, which basically means like what you have to wear, I guess, even though without saying it legally. But it's just like a little style guide that has like a set 10 shirts for guys that they have to like pick from and wear with jeans and flip flops, and girls will have like some dresses or some shorts or whatnot. Like we just got new AAAs yesterday, which well actually maybe it was today. Yesterday maybe I don't know. I haven't seen them yet because I haven't worked yesterday or today because there's shifts called call-ins and regulars, so and then there's tasks as well. So this is just totally jumping, but a regular shift means that you're 99% of the sure you're coming into work. Like every now and then your manager will call and be like, don't come in because we're over hours or whatnot. But then a call in is basically, so I had a call in yesterday and today, which a call in means that maybe you work. Like if you're scheduled for your call in from 4 to 9, for example, you call in at 3 o'clock, which is an hour beforehand, and they call and ask if you have to work or not, and they'll either say yes or no. And most of the time they say no, but every now and then they'll say yes because somebody doesn't come in or there's more hours that we have at the store or whatnot. And then a task shift, I never had one of those before, but people get task shifts. It's basically something that's like you only come to work to do a specific thing. Like you're not necessarily going to be a model or an impact, but you'll be doing a specific thing. Like you'll be only doing go backs the entire shift, or you'll be doing floor set or whatever. But that was just a little like telling about that or whatever. But then back to like the look policy or whatever. So you basically have AAAs, which is what like you have to wear, just like the clothes. You have to pay for them, but you get 50% off 2 shirts and I believe 1 pair of pants. And if you're new, you get flip flops for 50% off. And then after that, your store discount at Hollister is 20%, and at Abercrombie and Fitch, I think it's 30%. Might be 25, but I'm pretty sure it's 30. I'm not sure. And then yeah, for girls, you can't wear fingernail paint at all. But actually, you might be able to wear fingernail paint now, but I think it's only toenail paint. But you can have uh, shades of nude and pink, so like pinks and reds and stuff that aren't like dramatic. You can't have sparkly or whatever, but you can have like light pink and stuff like that. Um, I don't really know all that much about girls. I don't really girls. I don't pay attention to that. But like, you can't have like two colored hair. It doesn't, everything has to look natural, basically. Like, you can't have on some green eyeshadow or some red lipstick. Everything has to look like basically like natural. Like I joke around and say like our little motto is to basically like I've heard this before. Like you have to look completely perfect, like you just came out of the ocean, but the air is like a blow dryer that made your hair look perfect, and you just have to look good, I guess. Like that sounds really conceited, but it's honestly like you just have to look like you can't go to like to work like how you would on like a lazy day to school. Like you know what I mean? You have to like actually like prepare yourself for work, like or else you can like. I know some people. I think people get sent home honestly if like you're wearing something that's not right, or if I don't know. Like it's like honestly like it's kind of conceited, but I mean, you get used to it, but yeah. And then for shoes, when you're an impact, you can wear Toms, flip flops, or Vans. And then for models, you can wear Vans or flip flops. You can't wear Toms if you're a model, but for Vans, I don't mean like any kind you want. It can only be checkered with black and white checkered, gray and white checkered, full gray, navy, or white, and they can only be slip-on time. I know some people wear like they wear like the kind that have ties on them. I personally just wear flip flops. Like I don't really care. But hopefully that answered all the questions. People like have been inboxing me a lot, wondering about that. But I think that's about it. Like I don't. That's all I can think of. So if any questions, just let me know. Hopefully that covered it. And yeah, so I'll talk to you guys later. Hope that was a little brief reminder of all the stuff that you were wondering. Sorry about all the mess in the background. Like my bed's a mess, and like maybe that light was blaring the whole entire time. I just noticed that right now, but yeah, hopefully that worked out. Yeah, so I'll talk to you guys later. Goodbye.